What's up, guys, and welcome back to Daisha's Digest. Today's episode is called Wayward Wives. So we have a couple of Reddit stories of wives who just completely walked out on their husbands seemingly for no reason. Both of these stories have updates, so let's get into them. My wife, 32 female, just walked out on me, 36 male, with zero explanation, and I'm lost. I'm equal parts broken and absolutely destroyed. My wife of about a year, together for 6, just walked out the door on me. I've noticed for the past few days she's been really distant and not really responding when I said I love you. I asked about this last night and she kind of threw it back at me and said she was stressed with facets of life. She works a ton, like several days on end, and burns herself out, but this was different. It came to the point last night that I was asking her what was she thinking, further telling her we are a team and I want us to be able to communicate how we are feeling. She just said she's always been more closed off with her emotions, but I could tell this was different. She just shrugged it off and went to bed. I stayed up just feeling bad for myself, never expecting the next day. The next morning I got up and she already had went to work. No morning text, no note or anything explaining last night. I knew something wasn't right. When she finally got home, she had a shower and then sat down and said she needed to leave. She said she's felt distant for months, and in the past, she never had long relationships. I told her this is different. We are married and I'm her partner in life. Then the brother-in-law showed up. I knew she already planned this, so I told her to just pack her things and left the situation. She said we'd talk again, but left it at that. I asked her if she'd be willing to see a couples counselor or anything to make this work. She said no, but she's not sure. The worst part is, she said I love her too much, basically, and she feels she cannot reciprocate it back. I'm broken over here. I want to try and I want to keep the love of my life. I feel she's just over it. Random added context and thoughts. She told me she's been seeing a therapist about why she's been so unhappy, hence why I offered couples counseling. She left the house and her wedding band and engagement rings were already off. She loves those rings. I mentioned it and she said, what did I expect her to do? We were planning our second honeymoon, like several weeks and several $1,000s. Everyone is blindsided by this that I've talked to. All right, man, I'm so sorry, OP. That has to be tough. You guys have been together for 6 years and only married for about a year. So maybe she's having some second thoughts on just the marriage in general. And you also said you're planning your second honeymoon. Like, is that normal to have a second honeymoon that close to the first honeymoon? Just given her comments and what she said, and then just kind of your reaction. Maybe I need more information, but it does sound like you're a little bit more invested into this than she is, and maybe that's what's going on. I don't want to diagnose anything too quickly, so let me just reserve my comments, but I'll read some of the comments that are here. Mean Old Hag 86. I hope this isn't the case, but it sounds like she has someone else. They make dumb and or no excuses and act withdrawn before they decide to be with someone else. And OP said, I keep seeing that, but I honestly have never pinned her as that type, especially being around the girls at her work. They're all married or engaged, so it's not like a bunch of singles pressuring her to branch out. I don't know what to do. Cosmo KK Girl. This happened to the son of a friend. Not married, but dated 8 years. He supported her through grad school. No explanation, ever. She left for a week and told him she wanted him out before she returned. He was devastated. He is getting married in the fall. Different girl, super nice, very happy relationship. You may never know why, but you can be happy again. It may take some time, but you will be happier eventually. Taser Hawk said, I'm truly sorry, but she told you that you loved her in a way that she can't reciprocate. Why would she marry you then? I think she's a flake and you deserve someone who is all in. Maybe this is a blessing. Better today than 10 years later. And he said, I don't freaking know. That's the most painful part. Like, it hasn't even been a year and she's saying she's changed. That's why I'm sort of thinking like it's something about the finality of being married that has changed her. Like, they were together for 6 years, I think he said, 5 or 6 years before getting married. And so maybe now that they're actually married and she's kind of like, oh, this is it, like forever. Maybe she started to have some second thoughts. This isn't necessarily a part of the update, but he did have a couple of posts, and one of these was, I don't even think this was in any specific thread. I think this was just a post to his profile. This was a day after the original post. What do you do when all you want is to be with them? I haven't slept since yesterday. I've eaten a bagel and a few chips. I feel the lowest anyone could feel. If there was a hole big enough, I'd gladly crawl in and never emerge again. My wife wanted to swing by tonight, and I wanted her here, but I know if I see her again, I don't think I could ever let go. I'm still holding out hope I'll just wake up and this will be a bad dream. I've resorted to a few bottles tonight and Taylor Swift. I just don't know what to do. I still can't sit still or focus. In the end, I'm not sure what life lesson this teaches. Don't love. Don't care for someone with your entire being. I don't know what to do. Man, he's really going through it. I really feel for the guy. I hate to see like people in situations like that, and I just want them to be like on the other side of it. That's the thing about life and love. It's like sometimes it's a beautiful thing and it plays out exactly how you want, and sometimes there's heartbreak on the other end of it, unfortunately. Let me go to his update. My wife, 32 female, just walked out on me, 36 male, with zero explanation, and I'm lost. We have talked a couple times now. Each time I'm trying to give her time to speak to me, but it still doesn't make any sense. We cry. She says she still cares but can't be with me. I fall eternally deeper in despair. She said even before the wedding, she felt like things were off, and instead of talking to me, she just put it aside and figured things would get better on their own. I'm still asking, what did I do, and get the, you were nothing but amazing, and it wasn't my fault. Then she hit me yesterday with the, when are we selling the house talk. She says she cannot move back in. I offered to just sleep in the basement and needs to find a place ASAP. Am I crazy to think this is going way too fast? It's barely been over a week, and I've had no time to grieve, to heal, to learn how to do this on my own again. I've been even worse since she dropped that news. She also offered to cover my half of the mortgage because I've not been to work since she left me. Then today, she hits me with the, actually, she has missed no work. I don't even think she's been missing sleep. I was really hoping for something. Anything to give me hope for the future. But like, all I see is a void these days. I always made it our future, but without her, I don't know what to do. Tomorrow, I at least have my first therapist appointment. I hope it helps. The worst is, what's the lesson from all of this? Don't rely on or love anyone ever again. Please go home tonight, tell your spouse you love them, and give them a hug like you never want to let go. Man, honestly, I can't even imagine how he's feeling. He's really going through it, but I'm glad that he has enrolled in some therapy. I think that will help him a lot. It sounds like he's trying to get some sort of a closure or something, but he's not going to get it. In a situation like this, you just have to understand, at the point that she told you it was over, she had already been thinking about this for some time. As she said, she was thinking about this before they even got married, but figured that it would go away and whatever, which makes me think that just the marriage, like the act of being married, is the thing that kind of sent her over the edge. Like if they just continued as boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, they probably would still be together, in my opinion. But I guess the good thing is at least she told him now versus years and years into the marriage. I know it sucks and it's unfortunate and they've been together for such a long time, but at least he knows now, and he can free up his future for someone who will love him just as much as he's going to love them. So let me go to the next story. This is also another story about a wife who just walked out on her husband. Wife walked out on me and my daughter 2 years ago. Now she returned and wants to be a family again. 2 years ago, my wife pulled the classic "I'm going to buy some smokes" and just disappeared. She suffered from depression, and I did my best to take the load off her and help her get the help she needed. She would keep saying how she was sick of everything, even our daughter, and again, I would give her space and try to accommodate every request. Then she just disappeared, took some of her stuff, and she was just gone. I had gone picking up our daughter at school after work, and after we came home, she was gone. Police were involved, but after 3 days, she called her mother saying she was fine, but wished for us to not look for her or contact her. It was hard, working, raising our daughter as a single father, trying to explain to her why mom was gone, and not knowing what to say when she asked if she would ever be back. At the same time, I appreciated the strong bond I built with my daughter, and that helped a lot. I never looked into or filed for divorce, but around last year's summer, I met a woman, Jay, and we started an on and off relationship. She knows all about my situation, and although we are currently on a break, she is still a big help and established a rapport with my daughter as an aunt figure. I was thinking of getting the ball rolling for divorce when 2 weeks ago my wife returned, completely apologetic, but she also seemed to have become a new person entirely. Upbeat, positive, almost with a glow to herself. She popped back in with a, "Hey guys, what did I miss?" While after our initial shock, my daughter and I became, diffident? I don't know what that word is supposed to be. In the last days, my daughter has warmed up to her, but I didn't. She tried to initiate intimacy after 2 nights, but I told her I was not comfortable about it and asked her to move to the guest room, which she did, saying she completely understands. I asked her where she's been the last years, and she pretty much toured around the world, I don't even know with what money, and found herself. I told her pretty bluntly that I was looking for divorce and that there's already someone else. She said she completely understands if I hate her now, which I don't, but maybe I can give her a chance to make it up to us. I am torn. I still have feelings for her, and I'm glad my daughter got her mother back, but how can I trust her to not just walk out on us? What am I supposed to do with Jay? Thanks for everything. My wife is back. So long, and thanks for the fish. I don't know where to put my head anymore. All right, so my immediate thought on that story, I wouldn't even let her in the house. I also would have tried to file for divorce sooner. Maybe I don't know if there was a reason why he didn't. I think maybe he was just busy, or I don't know, he just didn't think about it. But I definitely wouldn't have let her in the house, and I wouldn't be considering getting back together with her. She seems very mentally unstable, and to just leave your husband and your daughter with no word, with no contact for years. It wasn't like a couple days, I just need a break or whatever. You left for years and came back almost as if nothing had happened. She doesn't seem like a mentally stable person. I'm glad that she seems to be in good spirits now, but that could be something like a manic episode or something she's just experiencing. So I definitely wouldn't let her back into my life in the same capacity. And also, I would file for full custody of my daughter, because someone who could just up and leave for years is not someone that I would trust around my daughter, whether it's her biological parent or not. I think he has a good case anyway to file for full custody, being that she hasn't been there for years. So he's talking about, I don't know where to put my head anymore. I would know. I would know exactly. You're not coming into this house. She wouldn't have even been let into the front door. You haven't paid bills here. You haven't established residency here in the past couple years. And I honestly don't know who you are anymore. Let me read some comments. Hand hook car door. This is above Reddit's pay grade. If you want to pursue being with her, you absolutely need a couples therapist. All Reddit can do is tell you that you're absolutely right for wanting a divorce. Facts. And someone said this is the answer that should be at the top. Veronica9216, I agree he shouldn't leave his girlfriend for her. He says they're on a break, but this woman still cares for his daughter like her own. unlike the biological mother who abandoned her. JGYIMESI says, mental health is no joke. Mental health does not absolve you of your actions and the consequences associated with them. 2 years is a long time. It's a lifetime for your child. I would ask yourself the following questions. 1. What stops this from happening again? 2. What changed? Finding yourself is not a good enough answer. 3. You deserve to enjoy life, and if you found a partner, her life is important too for both of you. The answer is personal. However, if it were me, I would hope she has a relationship with her child, but I would never accept her back and try to reignite a family. You deserve more and deserve better. And Shark Cookie said, to be honest, wife sounds very potentially manic, may have bipolar disorder. She needs evaluation and, if necessary, treatment. That's kind of what I was thinking. It sounds like a manic episode to me, but I could be wrong. It could be just one of those things. I don't know. Definitely some therapy needs to be involved here, and I wouldn't have her in the house, period, like regardless. So we do have an update from this poster. Update: wife walked out on me and my daughter 2 years ago. Now she returned and wants to be a family again. Hello people, I have read your comments even though I replied very little, but I appreciate your advice and insight. I have an update, but I'm afraid it will be a bit disappointing. Oh my goodness. My mother-in-law has agreed to take my soon-to-be ex-wife in, and she moved out without making a fuss. She says she understands but would like to keep a relationship with our daughter. I let her know I am pursuing a divorce, and she took it seemingly well. Her only request is that I don't bar her from our daughter. She gave me an account of what she's been up to the last couple of years. I'm not sure whether to believe her or not, and at this point, I don't care. I have contacted a lawyer, and we are looking into a smooth and quick divorce. If my ex-wife keeps being so cooperative, I think she could have visitation rights, but I'm not sure about custody. Perhaps if she demonstrates she can be a safe parent in the future. Jill and I are not back together. She proposed rekindling our relationship, but right now my priority is my daughter and sorting out my affairs and the divorce. Jill has agreed to give me time, but also asked me to let her know my choice in a reasonable amount of time because she really wants to be with me and my daughter, but she can't wait forever. I agreed with her. Now we get by day. Okay, well, yeah, like he said, it's just kind of a basic update, and then he added an edit. Jill is not my soon-to-be ex-wife. She's the woman I had a relationship with after my wife abandoned us and helped me with my daughter. So it sounds like he's taking the necessary steps. It sounds like from his update, his wife doesn't have any type of custody right now. She doesn't even really have like visitation rights, and that's something that they're working on, which I think is a perfect plan. I don't think they should jump into visitation and custody at all with her at this point, but it sounds like they're building up to it. They are still getting divorced, which I'm happy to hear. And him and Jill are, still kind of on and off. I think he should give Jill a little bit more of a chance. I don't know. She seems like a good lady. She seems like she cares, and she's been understanding of all of the situation. So I think he shouldn't put her to the side too much, but I understand that he has a lot to deal with the divorce and taking care of his daughter. So I'm glad to hear that everything is going well so far right now. I guess it's good that it was a more of an anticlimactic update. I would have hated to hear that like something crazy happened or whatever, but yeah, I guess that will be the end of the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and if you feel so inclined, like this video and comment below what you think of today's stories. Thank you for watching another episode of Daisha's Digest, and I'll see you guys in the next video.